going on, guys? So new video. I was just working on the car, so I just finished up that last video. It should just be up where I was having issues with these headers, so I'm calling her. So I'm gonna work on the interior. So first step, I gotta start cleaning all the junk out of here. I got some truck bed coating so I can paint the floor, so I get it all out, vacuum it all out, blow it all out. Should be fine there. Then I got some fabric dye. I'm gonna dye the headliner black while I'm at it. And then all I gotta do after that is the dashboard, scuff that, paint that black, and I have a dash pad. I'm gonna test fit all that and make sure that's all good. I'll probably pull the dash out or at least make it loose. I don't know how much I gotta paint around there, but probably around the edges. And the little kick panels, paint all those, dye all that black, and won't be fantastic, it'll be better than it was. And then start test fitting the carpet and dash pad, and it should be good to go. So I'll get cleaning. So here's what I managed to accomplish. I got all the junk out. I got the weather strip off, and or whatever, these little moldings. The back sail panel covers up front. So these are on the side, got those down. So I'll scuff those and paint them. Got these kick panels loose. What else did I take off? Everything, like all the sun visors, the mirror, all that's off, ready to go. So I'll take all that stuff out. I gotta scuff this up, paint this black. I don't have any black paint, I'll double check. So I want kind of like a satin or a semi-gloss, and that's what I'll end up painting the dash as well. And in the meantime, I don't know where I put the stuff there. I had a bag, oh, here we go. So I'm just gonna use bed liner on the floor. And I got this stuff, vinyl and fabric dye, so it has to be good, right? Canadian Tire never lies. Duplicolor. And then yeah, it should be good, because like I said, the rest of these doors, I put brand new weather strip in, I put new door panels on. It's all nice inside, so I'll kind of mask off everything, give it a shot. I'll dye the headliner probably tonight, maybe the kick panels if I get those off. And I want to shoot the floor with the rocker guard, so that stuff can set up, because you can't really touch it for a day or so till it hardens up real good. And yeah, that's where I'm going to that's where I'm going next. So I'll get in there, I'll mask up, and start painting. So this floor's all painted up. They're all wet, they'll dry nice. And I put one coat of stuff on the headliner, so I'll let that dry and probably give it another shot tomorrow. But Danielle's got home from work and she brought dinner home, and I'm gonna go eat that. So that's it for me. I'll be back at it tomorrow. What's going on, guys? So it's the next day. Just got off work. It's actually Halloween. I'm gonna try and get a little bit of work done in the car here before a bunch of snot-nosed kids start showing up. So that's what the floor looks like. Decent. Headliner. It's got a few spots I might have to hit again, but overall not too bad. On the way home from work, I stopped by the speed shop. They had a set of junk, kind of couple $100 headers. They're supposed to fit on this, so the guy said I can try them out. If they don't fit, I can bring them right back. So the first thing I'm going to do is just one more coat on the headliner. I'm going to try and test fit the pipe. Hopefully it'll fit. Then I put the clutch back together. And if that's good, then I got to run and get some exhaust pipe probably, because I don't know if what I have will be able to work with the rest of it. I'm kind of slow and steady. Fingers crossed these things just go on, because that would make my life 1,000 times easier. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing. So passenger side went in, no big deal. It looks like it's not fitting, or not hitting anything, I should say. The driver's side is in. It was a bit snug, but I managed to get the linkage all back together. It's hooked up. I put the pedal down. Feels like it's all good. Currently it is touching, one tube is touching the steering box. So I'll have to take that out and bash it just a little bit, clearance it, I should say. So yeah, that worked out pretty good. So nothing's tight on the clutch or anything. I got my old man come over, sit on the pedal while I'm under it, just make sure there's going to be lots of travel, it's not binding or doing anything funny underneath. And once that's done, I can take it all apart, fix that one header or whatever, bash it in, and then put it all back together permanently. So that actually worked out pretty good. Couple $100 for a set of cheapy Hedman headers, and I think they actually look better. I'm not a huge fan of these mid-length headers anyways, so hopefully I can maybe sell those used because they're in decent shape, and pay for these, and it'll be a win. They don't look like they hang too bad. It'll show up in the light there, but it's just below the cross member. And this thing, it's got the control arms that lower it, but I do have these giant 28-inch tires on the front, so it actually sits pretty much dead level, which I actually hate, but it should give me some ground clearance. So that's good. Last time I was pretty stressed out, so I'm glad that worked out for not a whole lot of time or money. And now I can, unfortunately I gotta hack up the exhaust, so I'll get under there and just see what I can cobble together and carry on. Alright, I'm making lots of progress. Put a second coat of dye on the headliner. It turned out pretty good. I'm happy with it. I took the exhaust and I got it all set up. So this is my old setup. So it had these mid-length headers, and then I made this little piece here, and this little union is what joined into the exhaust kit I bought. So I just chopped it off right there, and it actually worked out pretty slick. I guess it's almost like Flowmaster knew what they were doing. So with the long tube headers, it goes straight back, and then it gives you this little piece, so I have it just in. It's not in all the way, but I'll force that in, measure it, give it a quick tack weld, and I can take this piece right out and weld it up on the bench. So both sides are the same. They should work out pretty good. So it's actually a pretty sick little setup. So I'll probably get started on like some oilman still on this way over. So I'm gonna see if I can get some of this exhaust dealt with, clutch set up, and then give it some candy. I took a little break there, handled some candy, but it's probably about 8 o'clock now, so that's all dealt with. So I got the header out. Unfortunately, I got to take all the linkage and all that off. Just one pipe, so I kind of marked it around the steering box. So I'll customize that sucker. You guys know I'm good at that. So I'm just going to heat it up and knock it in. I managed to fix the exhaust. I don't know if I showed that in the last clip or not, but I'll get this header back in with the gaskets and everything all kind of tight. Then underneath I'll kind of show you how the exhaust worked out, but it worked out great. So I'm actually shocked how well it went. But that's that, and then hopefully, I don't know, get that, maybe it'll work in the interior some more. Check it out. So headers are in, lots of clearance around the steering box. Got the clutch linkage in, it's all adjusted, I'm happy with it. On this side, I had to heat up a couple of the pipes right at the end, just the bolts are so long that they were kind of going in crooked, so I think I did 2 of them, knocked them in, but they're happy. I'll show you underneath. I got the exhaust all done. Weld it back together. Have a light here. So there you go, pretty simple. Chopped it up. I put a little bit of high temperature silicone in there. I'm happy with that. The linkage is all dealt with. I had to just grind a little bit more. When my old man came over, it was still rubbing just a little bit. So everything worked out pretty good. The brake line, I may have to just reroute just a little bit. It's not touching the collector, but it's only about a ½ inch away, and I'd like just a little bit more than that, just in case. But yeah, worked out pretty good. I think I'm done under here for now. Go back up top, and I'm gonna unfold that carpet and let it lay out. You're supposed to kind of let it do it in the sun while it's freezing outside, so that's not an option. But pull the seat out. Hopefully I can take the shifter handle out. I didn't even really think of that when I welded it all together. Hopefully it comes out in a unit. And I ended up getting a shifter boot. I don't know where I put it there. But it actually should cover that hole up. So yeah, it's really come together pretty quick. Then I can test fit the dash pad. And I think I'm done painting in here. Get one last once over, but yeah. Finally a win of a night. Alright, it's about 10 o'clock. But started putting everything together, so I got the radiator in. Just got some brackets loose in there. I don't want to go too crazy because before I put the alternator on, I want to make sure I get the fuel pump on. I want to wire up a starter. I might do a little bit of fuel line routing. I think it all should be good with these new headers. I got a new temperature switch for the fan, so I have to rewire that because that's a big jumble. So tomorrow after work, I forgot today, but brake lines, I gotta get that. There's something else I had to get, but I forget what it was now. Oh, razor blades. I want some brand new razor blades because I just set the carpet out. It's all like, it folds like crazy here. I'll show you there, but so it comes in a big box. So I'm hoping it'll just kind of relax down. I got the back one in already. It's actually not as bad. The front was folded in half twice. But hopefully I can let that kind of sit. And then I should be able to slice it, put it in, and then like you gotta trim the edges. and then put it in the sill plates. Probably got to get different screws for the sill plates. And then this is the shifter boot, so it's kind of a bigger one, but it fits around that hole, so I'm gonna mess with that, which is nice. So boom, boom, get those in. What else do I got to do? I think that's it. The interior just got to go back together. All the trim and stuff. I haven't painted the trim yet. Got to trim and do the dash. I got to get some paint for that tomorrow. That should all be pretty much black. And then seats go back in, and that's that. And like I said, set the valves, battery, do some wiring. But really, the brakes is the only real hiccup. I should be able to fire this sucker up this weekend. I'm hoping. Hope I didn't just jinx myself there. Yeah, that's it for me tonight. Like the channel, tell your friends. We'll be back at it tomorrow, and hopefully knock this sucker out. Alright, so it's Friday afternoon, just got off work. Just cranked the heater on, it's a little chilly out. So I left it yesterday. Obviously I got a lot to do under the hood here. I got some brake lines, hopefully I can make these work. Just some short ones. Might have to kind of cut them and redo them, but I should be able to finish that up. I'm going to pull the valve covers off, glue the gaskets. I like gluing them to the valve cover itself, let those set up. Wire up starter, put on the fuel pump, get that all dialed in. Then I can put the alternator back on. I think I have it inside still, but I got the temperature switch for the fan, so I'll probably hook it up right there. Is that what I'm already using for the temperature sender? I could switch them around if I want. Yeah, so we'll go between that, and then I want to start putting the carpet in. So I want to put that in. I want to test fit the dash pad. Then I got to paint the dash real quick, so I want to put the dash pad on, know exactly what I have to paint, and make sure I can secure it all down. And then it's just hoses, a little bit of miscellaneous stuff like that. Got some oil for the motor. I got transmission oil today. So should be able to put all that in. Yeah, should be a good night if I can actually don't run into a bunch of roadblocks. Should be able to accomplish a lot. So I'll get started putting this all back all together, and then kind of bring you guys back a few times here and there. So I'm going kind of back and forth between the motor and the interior. So I got the alternator on. I got starter all wired up. This is the wiring because I'm going to put in that electric fan trigger. I got the wiring on there. That's all good. What else have I done under here? I think that's kind of it. I didn't do a whole lot. I took some wiring out because I had a fan that was on a toggle, which I didn't really like. So that's that. And I've been doing a lot of screwing around inside the car. So the carpet in. Let's grab this. So I mean the sill plates are a little wore out, but it is what it is. And these back, whatever these panels are, they're pretty worn out as well. You can kind of tell down there they're all curled up, but it is what it is. I kept the roll bar. I cut around it. I don't know. I'm committed now. Seat belts are in. You know, shifter's in there. It's happy. I got everything lined up in the front there, so it turned out really good. All the bolts will show up there, but they're coming through for the seats. I test fit the dash pad, so I'll be able to know what I have to paint. The gauges actually have to come out because I guess they sandwich all together, so glad I knew that. I'll just take a few of those screws out. Hopefully I can just kind of unplug it and either fold it down, or maybe I'll take it right out. I'm not too sure. And then take the bottom gauges off, and I can mask it, scuff up the dash on the front there, like where the glove box door is. Maybe just take the glove box door right off. And then up here, I'll have to mask up against the window. It'll be a little tricky, but I'll make that happen. Shoot that. And I think I'm going to do that next, so I can get all that dealt with, let the paint dry, and then I can do the shifter, put the dash pad back in. It's just held on with a couple of bolts underneath, so it's actually pretty simple. It'll probably be easier to get to with the cluster and all that out anyways. Yeah, let that go, let it dry. Paint a few more little panels and some of the little trim I have, which was all brown. Seats back in. The interior is basically done. I think I got a little bit of wiring I got to do. Neutral safety and backup lights. I don't know what I'm going to do just yet. I'll probably just twist the neutral safety together for now so it'll start. And then I'll have to figure out what I want to do for backup lights and stuff like that. I know they sell some micro switches and everything for the shifter add-on, so I'll probably get some of that. So yeah, that's where she's going. So I'll get this dash pad out, get it scuffed up, and get some paint on it. Well, you just knew things were going too good. So I was sanding the dash, and this windshield leaked. I don't know if you can see some of these marks. It leaked on the inside, which I knew, and I was actually just going to take the chrome off and kind of goosh it again. So anyways, I was sanding the top of the dash, and as I go, I hit the window, and you can see it's not even in there. And as that happened, I don't know if it'll show up right here, crack. So that's handy. But I got a buddy who works at a glass place, so he's gonna hook me up with one tomorrow. I gotta go run down there and get it. So I guess now I'm taking the window out and painting the dash properly, which I guess is the right way to do it. It would have been nice not to have to do it with another window in, but that's how my night's going. So I got the glass out, came out really easy, and just kind of painted the dash. It went a little goofy on the bottom, unfortunately. It must have been some sort of, I don't know, stuff or something on there. But this is the, like I put the windshield in myself a couple years ago. It just peeled off like nothing, whatever this adhesive was. So obviously that didn't go well. But let this all kind of set up and then get back to I don't know, motor or something like that. But I think it's supper time, take a bit of a break, cool off for a little bit because I'm frustrated. I'll be back banging this interior together. Check this out, brand new piece of glass. Buddy actually dropped it off his way home, so that was slick. $100 for that and the tube of goo. So this is all painted up, ready to go. So I'll get this stuff schmoed on. I want to get the glass in, let it set overnight. I don't know if it'll show up, but the dash looks like shit where the glove box is, but that's a next year problem. So once I do that, get that in. I just want to test fit the dash one more time. I can start putting all the chrome and stuff in. Yeah, it should be pretty good. Well, I struggled a little bit, but I managed to get it in. Got all the chrome and all that back on, and you can see it's all black. The dash looks good. I got the pad just sitting there. The paint's still a little soft, so I don't want to go too crazy. Tomorrow I'll get underneath. It just has a bunch of nuts that go in there and hold it all down, but I think it looks pretty good. Like I said, other than just kind of that one section right there where the ashtray is kind of meh. But I'll let that harden up. Maybe I'll sand it, maybe I won't, I'm not really too sure. But overall, it's pretty good. I got those two A-pillar pieces painted and the glove box door painted. Let that stuff dry overnight and put that in tomorrow. So that'll just kind of go up in here. Then I have this trim, or whatever it's called, their little channel from another car. It's black, so it'll look good. Plop seats in, but before I do that, I want to make sure I get the shifter boot. So I got the shifter boot on. I don't know if I showed that or not, but it's fine. I just got to put a few screws in it to hold it down. Yeah, seats in, bolt dash in, and then I think the interior is, well, I'm done with it. And then, yeah, a couple of pedals, a little bit of wiring under there. And then get back to here. I just slapped these valve covers on just to kind of keep the shit out of it while I was working. But a bunch more wiring. I'm going to call it for a night. We'll be back at it tomorrow. But really, if I get those brakes done, the wiring and all that, I should be able to fire this thing up tomorrow or Sunday. So that's it for me for now. See you guys tomorrow. What's going on, guys? So it's Saturday afternoon. I just got off work. I just picked up these brand new t-shirts, so I get to wear a uniform in the shop. That's awesome. I did a bunch of mess around yesterday, actually, after I stopped filming, and then a little bit today. So I managed to finish off the brakes. So they're working just fine. I had my old man come over and bled them. I think I had the windshield and all that in yesterday, but that's all dealt with. Seats are in. They're bolted down. I've got the dash somewhat together. I don't have an ashtray for it. The pad's in, it's tightened down. All the miscellaneous stuff is all there. So the interior's done. At least I'm done with the interior. So next step, motor stuff. I got a, so probably said 50 times, I got to lash or set the valves and all that. I picked up a box of miscellaneous stuff, so I got some different shifter bushings. I got a fuel filter, dipstick, spark plugs. I got a heat boot, just because where the starter wire is going to run through. It's running right between a couple of header pipes, so I want to make sure that's all accurate. But I was just going through earlier. This video is going to be about 20 minutes as it is, so I'm going to stop it right here, and I'm going to keep thrashing. And hopefully on the next video, this thing will be running, and maybe you can go for a drive. So that's it for now. That's it for this video. Like it, subscribe, tell your friends, all those good things. Today's Saturday. I'm hoping I can get this thing going, get the video out because I leave for SEMA Monday. And I'm thinking about making some videos while I'm there, so let me know if you want to see what's going on at SEMA. But otherwise, that's it for now. Tell your friends, and see you guys in the next one.